We've determined our scales for the X and Y axes, and now we're ready to make a graph. We're ready to plot our data points. We'll start with the first data point. X is 0, that's the height is 0 centimeters. That means my sensor was on the floor. And the pressure was 100,783 pascals. So I find 0 centimeter height on my x-axis, that's right here. And then I go up the axis and I find 100,783. That's 2 lines below the top there. And that's right there. And so I put my first data point right there. Now I'm ready to look at my second data point. I'm looking for a height of 60.6 centimeters. So I look on my x-axis and I find 50. And I know every line goes up by 5 centimeters, so that'd be 55 and 60. And the next one would be 65. So 60.6 is between those two, but it's almost on the first one there. It's almost on that line right there, just a little bit to the right of that line. That line is 60 centimeters. And then I go up my y-axis until I find 100,777, which is right there. And then I look for the point where those two meet, and I put a data point there. So right there is where my data point belongs, and I'll make a dot that represents a height of 60.6, that's the third step up my stairs, and a pressure of 100,777 pascals. And I'll move on to my third data point. I need to locate 121.2 on my x-axis. So I know that 120 centimeters is here, 125 is there, so 121.2 is in between those two, but probably a little closer to the line on the left. And 100,770 is, oh, it's marked here already, it's right here. And where those intersect, I put a dot to represent that data point. And now I'm ready for my fourth data point. So I've got my fourth data point plotted, and I'm ready to do my last data point, my fifth data point. I'm looking for 262.2 on my x-axis. So let's zoom in here. We'll look at 250, 255, 260, 265. So 262.2 is almost right smack between those 2 points right there. And I'm going to follow that up until I get to 100,754, which is right here. And I'll put a point there to represent the top of my stairs, the pressure at the top of my stairs. So we're not going to use our prediction pressure yet. We're just going to look at the 5 data points. In my case, the 5 data points I've collected. Maybe you collected more than 5 data points. But we're just going to look at the measurements we took right now. And what you want to do is take a look at this and see if you notice any patterns. Now, when I look at this, it looks like these might fall on a nice straight line. So I'm going to get out a ruler and draw a straight line through these points and see if that helps me spot the pattern. Maybe these fall on a very nice line. Let's do that. So I've drawn my line, and I didn't just draw any line through the data. I try to find a line that touches every data point if I can. I think mine sort of does. Now I drew big fat dots there for my data points, so it wasn't too hard for me to do that. But if you look carefully, I have one that's below the line and one that's above the line, and I have three that are kind of right on the line. So this looks pretty good to me. You don't want all your data points to be below or all above. You want to kind of split the difference. So I like this. I think I've got a good trend line, we call that, fit to the data. And this data looks very linear.